The camps took everything: names, hair, families, clothes. Even the dead lost their identities. Day after day, smoke climbed into the sky, while thousands disappeared into ash. The cold hollowed men from the inside. Hunger turned human beings into shadows, and somewhere inside that machinery of death, one prisoner began noticing something strange. Some men died long before their bodies failed. Others somehow endured the impossible, and what he discovered there would change how humanity understands suffering forever. His name was Viktor Frankl. Before the camps, Frankl was a psychiatrist in Vienna. He studied depression, suicide, human psychology. He believed people were driven by something deeper than pleasure or power. Meaning, then the Nazis came, and theory collided with hell. In 1942, Frankl, his wife, and his family were deported. Eventually, he arrived at Auschwitz concentration camp. Everything was taken: his manuscripts, his research, his name. One moment he was a doctor. The next, just another prisoner standing beneath floodlights and smoke. Morning began before the sun. Whistles, shouting, boots crushing frozen mud. Men stood for hours in the cold during roll calls, while bodies beside them slowly stopped moving. Hunger followed them everywhere. Not ordinary hunger, the kind that empties the mind, until a piece of bread becomes more important than dignity itself. Some prisoners spoke less each day. Others stared blankly into space, as if the camps were slowly erasing the person inside them. Every day carried the same question: how much suffering can a human being absorb before something inside finally breaks? Men collapsed from exhaustion. Guards beat prisoners for slowing down. Disease spread through crowded barracks. Every day became a negotiation with despair. And yet, Frankl noticed something the guards could not understand. The human body did not decide survival alone. Inside the camps, hope became as necessary as bread. Prisoners who lost all sense of future often gave up frighteningly fast. Some would stop speaking, stop moving, stop fighting to live, and then death followed. But others survived conditions that should have destroyed them. Why? Frankl began watching closely. One prisoner dreamed of seeing his child again. Another clung to the thought of finishing unfinished work. Some survived for love, others for faith. Somehow, meaning changed people. It gave suffering direction, and without direction, suffering became unbearable. In the freezing dark, Frankl imagined himself lecturing students after the war. He mentally rebuilt pages of the manuscript the Nazis had taken from him. Sometimes, that future was the only thing keeping him alive. Not certainty, not comfort, meaning. A person can survive almost anything if they still possess a reason to continue. The Nazis controlled food, sleep, labor, movement, pain, death itself. But there remained one territory they could never fully conquer: the inner world. Somewhere between what was done to them and how they answered it, a final freedom still remained. The freedom to choose who you become. And inside one of the darkest places ever created, Frankl realized something extraordinary. Human beings are not destroyed only by suffering. They are destroyed by suffering without meaning. That idea would later become the foundation of his work, Man's Search for Meaning, a book born from ashes, from grief, from starvation, from watching humanity collapse, and somehow survived. When liberation finally came, freedom did not feel the way many imagined. Some prisoners stood motionless, as if freedom itself no longer felt real. Others discovered entire families had vanished. Homes were gone, futures erased. Frankl himself lost his mother, his brother, his wife, almost everyone he loved. And still, he chose to believe life could hold meaning, not because suffering is good, not because pain is beautiful, but because even in unimaginable darkness, human beings can still choose how they face it. Most people watching this will never experience a concentration camp, but everyone will experience suffering. And most suffering does not arrive wearing uniforms. Sometimes it arrives as grief, failure, loneliness, illness, rejection, the slow feeling that life has lost direction. And maybe that is why Frankl's words still survive. Because sooner or later, every human being is forced to answer the same question. What keeps you going when hope becomes difficult? And maybe that is the question suffering leaves behind for every human being. What survives inside you when everything else is stripped away? Viktor Frankl believed there was always one thing suffering could never fully take: the freedom to decide who you become. So, who are you becoming? Another story from the power of pain, where broken stories become unbreakable strength. Thank you for watching.